Member, as many. The chair recognizes the honorable member for Central Grand Bahama.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy. Sorry.
Honorable member, the chair recognizes the honorable member for Freetown.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, before the member starts, I'm quite sure you'll take us beyond the 7 p.m.
You want to bet?
hour. Well, your leader hasn't spoken yet, right?
Okay.
So at this point, I'm going to move to the House.
Is there a seconder? It has been moved and seconded that the business of the House do continue beyond 7 p.m. As many as are in favor will remain seated. Those opposed will stand. The motion is carried. The business of the House will continue beyond 7 p.m. As many, the chair recognizes the honorable member for Central Grand Bahama.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy. Good evening, colleagues. I shall not be long. I'm not feeling my best, and I'll do my best to get us over with as soon as possible. I want to say thank you very much to the good people of Central Grand Bahama, who I proudly represent in this honorable House. Mr. Deputy, I would like to offer condolences, brief condolences to two families, the family of Pauline William Newbold from Williamstown, who will be funeralized this Saturday. There was a flyer going around that had shown the funeral in Williamstown at Flame of Fire on Saturday at 11 o'clock, but the funeral is being held at St. John's Native Baptist Church and not Jubilee Cathedral on Coral Road at 11 a.m. So the funeral is not at Williamstown, it is at St. John's Native St. John Native Baptist Church on Coral Road at 11 a.m. I'd also like to briefly extend condolences to the family of Lenny Martin, particularly my cousins that was mentioned, Ricky and Lisa. Mr. Deputy, I'd like to also advise that the Central Grand Bahama Farmers Market Festival will be back up and running on the 10th of February, this next Saturday, from 9 to 3 p.m. at the Royal Oasis ground. Mr. Deputy and colleagues, there's something that has been bothering, is of great concern to me, that was recently brought to my attention. When we heard that there's some issues at Farmer Chem, I brought the matter to the floor, and Cat Island and Rumkin San Salvador advised that he would intervene, and intervention was done, along with my comments, and I'm happy to say that those persons at Farmer Chem were sorted out. They feel like they were properly remunerated, and all is well on that end. However, there is a wider issue, and I'm happy that the Minister for the Environment is here, the Minister for Grand Bahama is here, as well as the member for Cat Island, Rumkin, San Salvador. When I got the call that Farmer Chem was closing down, I made a phone call to one of the engineers, being a friend of mine, to offer support. I was advised that even though the doors will be closing that Friday, there will be a skeletal crew on the site because there were some hazardous materials on property that needed to be managed, that need to be secured and disposed of in a professional manner. The chemicals were to remain at a certain degree to prevent them from becoming volatile and causing major issues. I made a phone call. I got a phone call last night, and I did some follow-up this morning. That's why I missed the morning session to find out that Farmer Chem is closed down. The site is closed down. The power is off. There's no one on property, save for security at the gate. There is piles of hazardous materials on the property. There's no air condition on the property, and we were advised that this matter need to be looked into as soon as possible. The materials, I am advised, are carcinogens, they're cancer-causing agents. So, colleagues, we need to look into this matter expeditiously. I hereby urge the Minister of the Environment or whomever is responsible to have a team on site as soon as possible to do an inventory of the hazardous material, view their safety data sheets, to ensure that the community of Grand Bahama is not exposed to any further issues, because we have enough cancer in the Pindus Point and Hunters and Louisiana area, in Grand Bahama as a whole, and in fact in this country. And for what I'm told, what I'm being told, it is extremely, extremely dangerous. And I want to put this on the floor to ensure that those who need to act expeditiously. We need to have this matter resolved as soon as possible. This is one of the issues that I have, and I brought it to the floor before, we welcome the foreign investors to our country because they do some good. Yes, they seem they love the Bahamas, but the fact is they love the Bahamas because they can make money in the Bahamas. That's the main reason why they come, to make money. And we want them to make money. We want them to employ our people. But at the end of the day, if you hit on some hard times and you have to leave the country, you should not be in a position where you leave and have our people exposed to unfortunate situations or leave us holding the barrel. You end up leaving this country, owing the Bahamas Hotel Corporation, owing national insurance, owing your employees, owing the National Insurance Board, collect insurance money, and you leave. And we are in an unfortunate situation. I always speak in this place of one particular company that owns one of the most prime pieces of property on Grand Bahama. Packed up some 24 years ago and left with all the insurance money and whatever else they had. That's their right. But they end up owing us, owing our country. And the worst of it all is that they still own the property in the middle of our town. How is that fair to our people? Over 24 years, you abandoned your property, you left. Grab your money and rent. And you still own the property in our country? That's criminal. You owe the Bahamas government, it's criminal. National Insurance Board, that's criminal. You owe your employees, that's criminal. We need to bring bills into this house where when these investors come, that we welcome, that they have bonds in place, securities in place. But when they leave, we can take care of the workers, take care of any outstanding matters that they have, owing to the government or to the country. We're looking at the small crimes, the major crimes, but they're also corporate crimes, they're also white-collar crimes that we are not paying attention to, in my view. We need to look into these matters, and we need to deal with them, and deal with them on behalf of the people that we represent. What has already happened in the past, happened in the past. Moving forward, let us put systems in place. Okay? Another issue that came to my attention, and I see that the Minister for Education is not here. The member for Kalani spoke earlier about the assistance that we offer to Family Island students attending UB. I recently found out that the system of pay has changed for their accommodations. The money is no longer going directly to the landlord. They've asked these students to open up their account, and they will receive wire transfer. Maybe that's a part of the transition, which is good. However, as of late, they have not been receiving their monies. It might be on the way, but it ain't there yet. And the landlords want their money. They want their rent. So they're putting pressure on the students to pay them. However, the money is not transferred to the student's account yet. And you know, let's be fair. real to us colleagues in here as parliamentarians. Our constituency grant has been late consistently too. And we're scared to touch that, but that's a fact. Our constituency operation grant has been 3 weeks late, 2 weeks late consistently. It never was like that. And we are calling each around each other, did you get yours, did you get yours? And that should not be happening. So I can understand why it's happening to these students. They are waiting on their money. The powers that be need to send the money to their account. It might be a delay, working on the quirks in the systems, but there was a time when the checks went directly to the landlord. It is now going to the students to pay. There's a little glitch in the system. Please, whomever is responsible, let's see if you can fix it, because our students need to focus on their classes, on their studies, on getting those A's and A's and A's. I didn't call any other letters of the alphabet. But they cannot do it under duress and stress. Mr. Deputy, finally, there's still a matter. The good member for Minister for Grand Bahama is here. We spoke about that boat ramp. It is still outstanding. There's been some effort to construct a ramp in the Hunters area. I've given a portion of my capital grant to assist with that, to mitigate in the interim, but we still need to have that matter resolved as soon as possible. Mr. Deputy, as I said, I have very little to say on the bill. My colleagues have litigated the matter on the floor. They are the experts. I am not. I listen to them. I listen to the arguments on both sides. And based on what I've heard, it is a good move to make a difference, to make it better. But the question is this bill making it better? I will say again, my colleagues have litigated the matter over and over. I listen to their arguments, and I stand by what they say. That, Mr. Deputy, Central Grand Bahama, rest.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member. As many. The chair recognizes the Honorable Member for Golden Isles.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.